Hey, beautiful. Let's be real. Have you ever spent like an obscene amount of hours, maybe even an entire day, crafting that perfect social media post to only second guess it? Maybe tweak it 1,000 times, and then dun dun dun, you don't even post it. Or maybe you finally do hit that publish button, and then you don't hear anything. It's like sending it out to this black void on the internet. No one's liking it, no one's commenting it, and you just hear crickets. But then you're scrolling past other entrepreneurs who seem to have it all. They all have it figured out. They're freaking posting effortlessly. That's what it looks like anyways. They're getting the engagement, they're growing their wellness brands, and you're just stuck in this endless cycle of creating. You're always overthinking, and you are on the verge of feeling burnt out. I see you. I've been there. And today I am pulling back the curtain on how I completely changed the way I create content, how I run 3 brands and still have time to help other women just like you with their content without spending hours on social media. So if you're ready to shift from content burnout to effortlessly visibility content goddess, stay with me. This episode will change how you see social media forever. Grab your cup of tea, your coffee, or whatever's keeping you afloat, and let's get started. Welcome to Heart-Led CEO, the podcast for women wellness entrepreneurs who are ready to build, scale, and automate their businesses without sacrificing their soul, sanity, or authenticity. I'm Anna Connie Walters, a nurse turned entrepreneur, military spouse, first-time mama in my 40s, and a recovering burnout survivor who's making it a mission to help heart-led women just like you create thriving businesses that really feel good, do good, and give you the freedom that we all deserve. Because here's the thing, you don't have to hustle harder to succeed. You don't have to drown in tech overwhelm or try to do everything alone. And I'm here to give you the strategies, automation tools, and mindset shifts that will help you step fully into that leader, CEO, and impact maker that you are meant to be. If you're ready to grow your business in a way that aligns with your values and your life, you are in the right place. Let's get into today's episode. So it's pretty early in the morning, and I'm recording this while my son is still asleep because he is a early riser, y'all. The struggle is real. And I want to talk about before we get into like my system of how I create content, I want to talk to you about social media and why it feels like this never-ending uphill battle for so many of us heart-led entrepreneurs. And there's this pressure that we have to be everywhere, such as like there's this feeling of always having to feel like we have to be on all the social platforms. We have to be posting on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook, and now we have Threads. And we have this feeling of constantly chasing this algorithm, trying to go viral. We're trying to keep up with trends, and it's mentally exhausting. We're constantly now overthinking everything that we're putting out, wondering if it's valuable, wondering if it's too much. We're wondering if it's not enough. We're wondering if anyone's going to like it, or if they're going to be offended by it, or if they're going to judge us. And the biggest lie that I think we've been told is that going viral is the goal. Now, for some people, like if you're out there to actually be like a true influencer, then yeah, that actually is the truth. But the truth for actual small business owners like us is that virality does not equal sustainability. And a lot of people are learning that the hard way. They are spending a lot of money, a lot of time on social media content, and they're feeling like they need millions of views and consistently high quality engagement but they're not actually making any money. They're getting the millions of views, they're getting some likes, they're getting followers, but guess what? They are not making money, boo. And that's the reality. That's the truth that people are not talking about. And I really think that it's not good. I think it's causing a lot of problems for people to learn the hard way that that's basically a lie that people are being fed. And the reality is that you just need to be more consistent. And consistency is like a big word. It really is. What does consistent mean to you? But you need to get it from the right people. Now, one thing that a lot of people may not even know is that engagement is going down because of some of the privacy changes that some of the algorithms are doing in terms of the platforms themselves. And when I say that, I specifically am talking about Instagram now is allowing other people to publicly see what you are engaging with when you like somebody's post. And that is going to reduce people actually liking other people's stuff because they may be self-conscious or they may just want some privacy in like, I don't need everybody to know all the things that I like and don't like. And you're going to start to see this shift in maybe seeing not as many people engage or like your content, but it doesn't mean that they're not listening. And I see so many women obsessing over their reach when they should be focusing on more depth, content, and strategy. Because 1,000 true followers who actually engage with you, who like what you actually are posting, who are aligned with your values and what you're doing and your mission are so much more worth that 100,000 random views that some people are striving for. And that's when I really realized, because I was in the same boat, y'all. I was spending, like, I'm a stay-at-home mom with my son in daycare a few days a week, and it's literally just enough so that I can go and teach my in-person classes. And so I don't have a lot of time because either I'm traveling to and from the studios and then dropping him off, and that eats a lot of time. That's pretty much half of the time he's in there. I'm not really able to do any actual work within my business while I'm driving. I spend that time working on myself, investing in myself, listening to podcasts, listening to courses that I've invested in, even if it's just to listen, and then I go back and then I watch it and reabsorb it again. So I don't have a lot of time. And I'm running 3 different businesses, 3 different brands for 3 totally different niches. And I was getting exhausted. I was like, this is for the birds, y'all. This is not what I signed up when I signed up for entrepreneurship. I wanted something that was going to be easier and fun, and this is not fun. I was just like constantly exhausted, spending literally, like, I only have 10 to 15 hours max to work on my businesses a week, and that's stretching it. And I was spending most of it working on stupid reels and social media posts and like obsessing, like, oh my God, I only got a few likes or whatever. Or I'd only reached 1,000 people. Like, oh, this sucks. And then I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. So I re-strategized. I reimagined what I wanted my days to look like. And I just didn't want to post anymore, but I needed to, obviously. And I wanted to create content in a way that was strategic. It felt simple. It felt aligned with my business goals, what I wanted to achieve, and who I wanted to impact. And so how I created this content was really about not necessarily batching, because I wanted to batch, but I'm going to be honest, batching was not for me. Most of the stuff that you see, I am doing real time because that's just what works for me. But for many people, I recommend that you batch. And some days I do batch, especially if I know I'm going to have a really tough week, or sometimes if I really do have that 1 to 2 hours to commit to batching 30 days of content and sitting in one sitting, then I do it. But it's just because I have a toddler and my time gets broken up into 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Sometimes it's just enough to create one post, and I am happy with that because I'm not just creating one post for one brand. That one post, I'm creating 3 one posts for 3 different brands. And so I'm really quick with it. I can make a reel like nothing. It's super fun now with a bunch of the tools that I'm using. And so I'm using AI so that I don't have to ever stare at a blank page on Canva, and I am repurposing the shit out of my content. I'm automating it so that I don't have to think about some of it, and my content works for me even when I'm offline. So let's get down to the nitty gritty, to knuckles and brass, as they say. And hopefully this gives you some baseline of where you should start. So the first thing you need to start with is a core message, because at the end of the day, you're a business owner, whether you're a yoga instructor, a birth worker, a doula, a fitness instructor, an energy healer, you're a Reiki practitioner. At the end of the day, honey, you are still a business owner. You need to make money. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of maybe your family. And so you need to have a theme to help you. And that theme needs to be based off of what you're trying to promote. Because if you're just putting stuff out there to put stuff out there and there's no intent with getting people to buy something from you, whether it's buying your time or a service or an ebook or a course or whatever, crystals, a recipe book, whatever it is that you are selling to make money to thrive in your business, that's not at the forefront purpose of what you're posting or what you're creating to post, I should say, then honey, you are wasting your time. That is you need to be doing that when you have free time. You've already posted all of your intentful things, your strategic posts to get people to actually buy what you have. And then, you can just post a post. You can use that to connect and share. But it needs to be part of every single thing that you put out there. Every single thing, okay? And you're going to choose one core theme per month. It could be per week. It just depends on how often you're changing your offerings, okay? So everything I post, my emails, my captions, my podcast topics, they all flow within this one central theme within that month. So that way it really keeps my message cohesive. It keeps it clear. It keeps it aligned. And when I'm struggling to be like, what should I talk about today? I already have some baseline of this is what I need to. Let's look at other things that have been doing well within my competitors, and how can I talk about maybe something similar or something adjacent that works with my audience that will actually drive. It'll make sense to bring it back to the core thing that I'm promoting, if that makes sense. And then I don't replace AI with my voice, but I do let it enhance it. I use AI to brainstorm, to outline, to draft, so that I'm not wasting my time starting from scratch. So I've refined my system. I have custom ChatGPTs. They understand who I am. They have examples of previous podcasts, because I had a podcast previous to this that I still am consistently recording on. And that's for my other 2 brands. My Anna Connie Walters Baby Bump and Beyond, and my Fat Mermaids PHAT, that's my stand-up paddleboard company. And it's a fear mindset coaching also on and off the water. But it gives it some idea of how I speak. I've given it captions that I've written, emails that I've written, blogs that I've written prior to AI so that it really understands my voice. So I have custom ChatGPTs that know who I am, know my voice tone, how I want to sound, who my dream client is, all the things that I offer, my brand. It knows my website. It knows everything that I've ever put out on the internet under that brand. And it helps me create my ideas faster. It helps me stay consistent within my brand. And it helps to make sure that what I'm saying is landing with my people, my queens. Makes them feel seen and heard. And it helps me teach what I have inside of me, my special magic, into something that's understandable, it's relatable, and it's easy to understand. And then I repurpose the shit out of it. Like I said, that is step number 3. Repurpose, y'all. Instead of reinventing. That was one thing that I was constantly feeling like I had to create something new every single day. And it was like, boo-boo. You can take this one episode of podcast and turn that into a blog. We can turn the podcast itself into 3 different reels. I can strip the audio and put it as audio text, audio overlay. I can create emails from this. I can create social media posts. I can create social posts. I can create quote cards. I can create posts that align with all of the different platforms that I'm focusing on. I can turn one client testimonial into a full content series. I can take one live workshop and that feeds my content for the entire week. Okay? It does not, we are overcomplicating a lot of this stuff, feeling like we have to have something shiny and new, a shiny new carrot every day. And it is no. The reality is that the percentage of how many people actually see your content because of how fast the algorithm is, depending on which platform you use, is insane. Like hardly anybody really gets to see it. And you need to keep repeating the same thing over and over. And you might sound like a broken record, boo, but that's why I remove myself. Like I'm rarely on social now. I'm in my communities and I go in strategically into my platforms to help me boost my algorithms right after I plan to post. And we talk more about that in my community and then my Heart and Hustle CEO Club about the real strategy behind that. But I'm just giving you I'm pulling the screens back so you can get like a broad overview. And I know I'm going quick. You can always go back and listen, but you don't need new things. You're just needing to repeat the same thing, maybe in a new way. And that's where AI comes in. And then I automate what doesn't need my energy. So I schedule my posts, which is huge. So I'm not stuck posting manually every day. I create my reels on the fly, but then I have them in drafts. And so then when I'm ready, I either download them as soon as I'm done playing with them, so that I have them in my camera reel, and then I use my planner to actually plan the same one across multiple platforms, just tweaking the actual caption so that it makes sense for the platform that it's going to. I set up auto responses. I set up for my lead magnets for those things like comment flow on my Instagram, and I'll send you this. That's all automated. I'm doing RSS feeds for my blogs, for my podcast, for my YouTube channel. So I just have to create the content and AI does the rest for me. I'm still capturing leads even when I'm not online. So I'm not staying up 24/7. I'm not constantly checking my phone for comments and stuff. AI's handling all of that for me. And now I'm able to show up across multiple brands without burnout. I'm able to create that content that's converting and not just getting likes. And some of it's not getting likes, but hey, I'm still making money. I'm staying consistent without sacrificing my time with my family, my time for myself, and my time for just enjoying this life that I'm actually trying to build. Because what I started to see is that I'm trying to create a life that I'm not even enjoying in the real moment. How is it going to get any better when I get successful, when I'm getting busier, when I'm getting likes, when I'm getting comments, if I'm constantly on these platforms? I was like, this is not, if this is what it's going to have to be like, this is not for me. Like, I'm not on call 24/7. I left that life when I left my nursing life. And so I want to help you in implementing this. So I don't want to leave you high and dry. I know this was a lot of information, and I felt like I might have been like kind of yelling at you in a like secret whispering voice because my son is still sleeping. But I created a resource to really help you eliminate content overwhelm by giving you some AI powered prompts for 30 days. So literally, if you're like, I don't have time, like I literally have maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day to myself, well, you can use my AI prompt that I created. It'll help you create a social media post, and then you just attach a picture to it. Go to Canva, have some fun. And how you get it, you go to my social media Instagram account at Empower Her Wave, and you go to any of the posts and just comment the word flow, and I'll send it to you. So FLOW, flow, because I want you to flow with ease. And then if you need some extra hand holding, totally get that. I'll walk you through my exact AI content flow in a little bit more detail in a 60-minute workshop that I am hosting live inside of my Facebook group under my Empower Her Wave business page, actually next Tuesday. And so I will drop the information in the show notes below so that you can attend it. And if you attend live, you'll get a little goodie. The replay will be inside the Facebook page or the Facebook group for 30 days. And then it'll go off, and Facebook's deleting everybody's live videos after 30 days. FYI, if you also didn't know that update. And so that's it, beautiful. And I wanted you to hear this because I don't want you to hustle your way basically to visibility and step into a space that's actually not going to be working for you. It may not be healthy for you. It may not be the experience that you are imagining in your head when your content goes viral. And remember that you are not failing. You are not doing anything wrong when your content isn't going viral. It's the connections that you're building. It's that trust that you're building. And you are connecting without you knowing it. And I know it's really hard when it feels like you're just out there talking to the void, but your dream clients are paying attention. Even if they're not commenting, even if they're not liking your stuff, they're just not ready right now. And when they're ready, you now have a slew amount of content to help really build that trust-like factor super quick, so that when you do give them something to buy from you or a service to sign up for, that's really going to help them to change their lives, to improve whatever pain they're suffering through, they're going to be like no-brainer throwing credit cards at your face. And that's what it is when you have a system that makes content super easy. You can finally start to spend that time not stressing over social media and doing more of the work that actually matters to you. So if today's episode spoke to you, DM me the word FLOW, flow, and grab your free prompts in my Instagram account at Empower Her Wave. Screenshot this episode or tag me in your stories with your prompt guide, or tag me in your prompt, your post that you use or create using the guide. I'd love to see what you're creating. And comment here on your favorite podcast station or whatever platform you're listening this from with your biggest takeaways. And if nothing else, I hope to see you inside the workshop. And until then, beautiful, keep showing up, keep staying you, keep staying beautiful, and keep leading from the heart. All right, beautiful. That's a wrap on today's episode. But before you go, let's talk about something really important. You are not just another entrepreneur trying to figure things out alone. You are a wave leader, someone whose work is meant to create real impact, touch the lives of others, and make this world better. And I want you to know you don't have to do it alone. If today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love to keep this energy going inside of my free Facebook community, Empower Her Biz Collective. It's where we take these conversations deeper with live trainings, tech walkthroughs, and real heart-centered support from other women wellness entrepreneurs who really get it. So if you're ready for community, clarity, and support as you build your own business with heart and ease, I'd invite you to come and join us. You'll find the link in the show notes. And hey, if you love today's episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review if you feel inclined, and share this with a fellow heart-led women entrepreneur so that we can build this movement together. Until next time, keep leading with heart.